Hello, this presentation is one of a series of nuggets mined from Polk County history. It is brought to you by the Polk County Historical Society. These short historical vignettes are prepared from material in the Society's library, which is housed at the Polk County Museum, which is on the south side of the Polk County Fairgrounds. Our presenter is Polk County historian, author, and longtime Historical Society member, Scott MacArthur.
The first post office in Polk County was in Nathaniel Ford's cabin at Rickreall. It was established in the early 1840s. And it wasn't much of a post office, just a place to drop off and pick up mail. Mail service wasn't much either. It was done on kind of a volunteer basis. If you wanted to send a letter back east, it was handed over to a volunteer who was headed that way. And he deposited in the regular mails for you when he got back to Missouri. We have 3 photographs in the Historical Society's collection that are appropriate and may be of interest to you. They're a photo taken some years later of Nathaniel Ford and his wife, a photo of the original cabin that served both as the Ford's family living quarters and the post office for Polk County. And there's a post office window from another rural post office from around the turn of the century that doesn't really have anything to do with Polk County, first post office, but it's kind of fun to look at. This post office is on display at the museum at Rickreall. There was an article published in the Oregon Journal in 1939 and reprinted in Bill Harlan's very good history of Rickreall that said that the first service was designed to be purely volunteer in nature. This was during the period when the United States and Great Britain were still arguing over who owned really the Oregon Territory, and regular government mail started from the east to the Oregon in 1847. Congress authorized the dispatch of mail from the East Coast via the Isthmus of Panama to Astoria. It came to Astoria. A minimum of 6 times a year. From there, it was to be carried to Oregon City, and from there to be distributed to the addressees. Now, if you wanted to send a letter from Oregon to the East Coast, the cost was about 40 cents. Now, that amounted to $9.87 in today's money. In 1847, a total of 6 bags of mail were received from the east at Astoria. That was for the whole Oregon Territory. The Oregon Provisional Government attempted to set up its own postal service. Between the efforts of the Oregon Provisional Government and the U.S. government, mail delivery throughout Oregon was stepped up to once every 2 weeks. And finally, in 1851, Congress expanded the postal service to 18 separate postal routes throughout what then was Oregon Territory. That's Oregon, Washington, and part of Idaho, part of Montana, wherever people were. Nathaniel Ford's cabin remained the post office at Rickreall, and Ford was formally appointed as its postmaster.